It's quite crazy how like people are so possessive over other people that they think that they can take their lives or ruin other people's lives over their own life.
The way we love and the way we see love as not toxic if it's like endearing, like you have to be my person. We don't see that as like toxic. We see that as, oh, he needs me or she needs me, or like
he's being affectionate.
This is because we don't know like the small gestures of love, like the making sure that someone wakes up early to get to work, or making sure that they're out safe. Like once they're with their friends, you just call them on some, are you good? Like those other gestures, we haven't normalized those things. You know? We are more on the entitlement of things, and it's on both sides. But I feel like with men, it's just men are like having control, like to the point where if they don't have control or they feel like they're losing control, it can get really bad.
Yeah, I feel like it's also got lots to do with like upbringing, like a lot to do with religion and culture, and like how that is impacted or like given a title to men. You see, so like from me coming from a Christian background or even a Catholic background, you're seen as like, you get the man of the house, you should respect him, he is entitled to certain things.
Yeah.
So I feel like that mindset has got lots to do with religion and culture. So yeah, in today's 21st century, things are changing, but I mean that mindset is still there.
Yes, that's a thing that we definitely need to talk about, because once we bring out culture and the fact that the woman should respect the man and the woman comes second, it's quite sensitive to a lot of people in a very weird way, because it's like, I'm not trying to take away your right as a person. We're not trying to do that. We're trying to show you that we also have rights as people. There's no need to be possessive. I feel like with these kind of things, when it comes to culture, people are quick to say, no, we don't want to lose our culture. That's our culture, that's how we were brought up. But there's right ways, there's wrong ways.
Also, it's like privilege. You know, like the way I used to, like I remember in high school when I was having like difficult, because I've always been friends with guys, but I've always had this like problem with how like men are. So when I tried to relay this conversation with another guy, the only way I could actually like explain it to him is I explained it to him as racism. I was like, it's like racism. White people are racist, and they think because there's no apartheid, they don't benefit from white privilege. It's the same shit with men. Can see that they've been problematic for the longest time, but they don't want to like own up to it because that they know that some privilege will be taken away.
Yeah.
If they have to admit to doing certain things, then they have to be accountable. If they're accountable, they have to actually change. And I think people are very comfortable with how like the world works. People are comfortable with seeing women like in their skin and confident in their skin and bashing women. People are comfortable in always like coming for women. Like it's more than just being a woman. It's feminism. Like it's being like being in your power as a woman.
Being able to be vulnerable as a person, because it's about femininity in men as well. Yeah. So it's because they are able to become vulnerable and accept themselves for who they are, and that's what people have a problem with. That's why it's such a thing. It's because why are you vulnerable and I'm not able to be as a man? As someone who has to be the strong one, as someone who has to take care of things. We're not saying that you have to. That's what we're trying to open a conversation to say that let us change for the better so that everyone can have their rights and live.
Yeah. And it's actually wild for me because if you look back in the 90s, men used to be so comfortable in being themselves regardless of what they wore. Yeah. Like they would still wear like, you know, like sparkly shirts, and people would still do
boots
their hair.
With the heels.
And people, you know, a man that knows his worth, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't about like all these materialistic things, but now you find that in order to be a man, you have to have everything else around you validate that. And I do believe like even like in the hood, like we perpetuate that thing. Yeah. Because when you see a man that's feminine, we're like, is he gay?
Is he gay?
If he's not macking on you, you're trying to understand if he's gay. So even like the culture we have in like interacting with men and men interacting with women, it's so hard to find a solid friendship where it's like, oh gosh, you like me because of my personality,
Yeah.
and you like me because of my attributes, and you're not trying to finesse me
Yeah.
because you have the pressure of your homeboys or the girls in your street asking you, what's up with you? Because you
Yeah.
always have women around, but there aren't any women that you're actually getting with. So from a young age, hearing that, oh, you're gay because you haven't done this to a girl, you haven't done this to a girl. Now you find yourself in situations with women, and the first thing you want to do is you want to score. You want to get that validation that I am a man,
I'm a man.
that I can do this. And it comes off in a violent way because also you, like what you said, your upbringing. This is how our parents used to interact with each other. This is what you see, how people interact with each other. The music we listen to, you know, the bits.
Any form of public platform has so much influence.
You know,
And like how people perceive women and men.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. Like, they've objectified women in such a manner that, like, it's embedded
Crazy.
into us. Like, literally. So even females start
Feeling them,
women
seeing
like-
themselves as object as well.
nudity isn't sexual, but your perception is. You see, women naked or in a bikini, so sexualized. Like, why does it need to be sexual? Like, she is there because she's confident. She loves her body. She is admiring herself for who she is. And then you have men that overly sexualize that image and get the wrong perspective of what she's trying to portray. And
Like, she's in a bikini because she wants to swim. Like, let it go. Can't you just enjoy the water?
exactly, but
Yeah.
there's always some other meaning to that.
But
Eh?
since childhood,
She wants
since
to be
childhood,
looked at. She wants to be touched.
Exactly, but since childhood, you'll be at home and you'll be chilling, whatever you're wearing, and then you'll hear that your uncle or whatever is coming over, or whoever is
Get
coming
dressed.
over, and now you have to get dressed, or your dad's colleagues or whatever.
Or you can't wear that short pants because there's a man in the house.
Yeah.
There's a man
So
in the
we
house.
get told from a young age that we are sexualized from a young age. I was so mad a few weeks ago on Facebook. I was sharing a picture of this girl and she's dressed up in Gucci and she looks so cute. Like she's so, and what pissed me off is she's a black child. And this is the thing, we sexualize black children more than ever. You know, we see a white kid doing the same thing, wearing a crop top. We see fashionable. We see forward. Always, you know, all those things. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, how do we sexualize children and expect women, grown ass women, not to be sexualized?
Yeah.
If children are at such a risk to be like deemed as these sexual beings,
Yeah.
how are we not? How are we still safe? You know what I'm saying? A 6 month child is not safe. It's that deep. Like it's that deep. And I believe broken people break people. Like I believe that deep down, as much as we say man, woman, I believe that this is deeper than our upbringing. I think it's about us as a people. And I say us as a people, I want to be specific with black people,
Yeah.
black men. Black men have been broken down themselves by the system, you know. And
So much.
so where they try to insert power, they insert power.
Yeah.
We just said that, oh no, alcohol is the reason for this gender-based violence, but we haven't had alcohol for the longest time in South Africa, and the numbers went up. People are not beating people up because they're drunk. People are beating people up because they're frustrated. Now you come home and that's your person, and now that's where your frustration goes. And it's vice versa, because I feel like we have this thing where we toxic with toxic people.
Yeah.
And then because he's a man, automatically get excused. You know what I'm saying? You know, because he's a man. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this conversation is about, it's bigger than just man and woman. It's just about healing. First, we just need to heal. And it's so hard to heal because people are not going to be accountable. Healing needs you to be accountable. Healing needs
Hold
you
yourself accountable.
to hold yourself accountable.
Sure. Men holding each other accountable.
Oh gosh, hallelujah, please.
It is a problem, hey? Like, I feel like if there is something that men need to do, and that is extremely crucial, is hold each other accountable.
And not just say we need to do better.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's disgusting.
Don't just say
like
that.
The woke
I
gang.
hate the fact that men ask me, what do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to do? Like, dude, use your...
Research
I
yourself.
was about to swear. But like, there's so much information out there.
Yeah.
Why do you need me to educate you? Like, go out, find out yourself what you need to do to make the situation better.
If you really wanted to know.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like also like you must understand that takes you, that you actually need to be accountable.
Yeah.
Like for you to be accountable, you actually need to see your actions as wrong. And I feel like if you cannot see your friend as wrong, and you also do something wrong, then you're not gonna see yourself as wrong too. Like, you know, I feel like we open up to people that are not aware of these situations. Firstly, they are aware that rape happens, but they're not aware what it does to you.
Yeah,
they're not
emotional
aware how
state
it
that you're
affects
in
you.
afterwards.
They're not aware, and it's hard because it's an ongoing journey. Like I'll be cool for a whole like year, and then I'll just like wake up one day and I'm just like shit. Like I'm not okay anymore. Like
it's like something that
it's
just
fucked up.
happens that one day, a traumatic experience, just that one day. It just took a space of one day to happen,
Yeah.
but it affects you for your entire life.
And it's fucked up.
People
you know?
don't understand that. Like, it's so messed up.
It is.
And also a lot of ignorance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
most
And it comes
definitely,
back to what
everything
you said with the person that asked you, what do you want me to do? I feel like, although we understand that they need to do the research. Yes, if they want to help, they definitely need to put in the effort to do so. But there are a lot of ignorant people that we need to also educate.
Yeah.
We need to bring ourselves forward to platforms like this, talk about it more, bring it across to people that aren't able to get that information in their lives. They are focused on many other things. They are focused on surviving. They don't have time to listen to other people's struggle. They are ready to hurt other people in order to survive. So we need to like make sure everyone can hear that we are tired.
Yeah.
We are
And don't stop making the noise. We shouldn't stop making the noise. Like we shouldn't stop emphasizing our pain.
Because I mean, once you stop, then everything is forgotten.
Yeah. People
Literally,
forget
everything
quickly.
is quiet. People just go on with their lives, not bothered about.
and it's not quiet within the victims.
Yeah.
It's an ever lasting, forever loud.
Yeah, it is forever loud. Like I also noticed something with social media. It's like people pay attention to victims that are more attractive, are more popular, like the favorite gang. Like and I don't even want to be insensitive by saying that, but it feels like that. It's
definitely
because
true. Yeah.
every time on my socials, when I just see like a girl that's like you know, she hasn't put like Vaseline, whatever, she's not dressed up to the T, her eyebrows are not on fleek, it's like a few shares.
Yeah.
But if it's like a gorgeous, beautiful woman, and the comment
Oh
section,
Lord,
Listen,
please find
all of a
her.
sudden
Please
her
find
life
her.
matters more.
listen, and the comment section will be
Yeah.
like, "You are so beautiful for this to happen to you," and I'm just like, wait, if I was like a foot, and I look like a foot, will I deserve this type of like?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
honestly, like I even asked. I was asking my mom. I was like, why is it that we only care about? It's either it's a white girl that goes missing. We find her fast. It's an educated, light-skinned woman. We find her fast. It's like we class people. We class people through their looks. We class people through how the gang
And how
they hang
important
out.
they are, how
It's got
important their
lots
lives
to do
are.
with colorism, you know.
Colorism,
Yeah,
even
that's
fuck.
it, like
Dark-skinned women, yes, speak about that, you know.
And the violence itself also has its own classes. So
Yes,
if you're not
yes.
killed, it's not as important. If you're not roughly, physically assaulted, damaged, then it's not that important. If it's just a sexual assault, I was literally on my way home from work this one day. I'm taking a train and it's a very full environment. Now we have to just rush into the door. I literally was in the air. Ask me why. Because this guy behind me lifted me up by my vagina. Just lifted me up for no goddamn reason. Now I'm fighting. I'm trying to go home. I just had a long day. I'm fighting for what?
Because
And
someone thought they're
They're entitled to my
their
body.
space.
So I was fighting him and he ran to the second door or whatever. Now this other man is asking me what's going on. I heard the commotion, what's going on? I told him what happened and all he did was just laugh in my face. So it's like,
funny to them. For
because
them,
it's
like,
not,
oh, you're pretty. Are you men are gonna do
don't
that?
you like it?
I wasn't
Don't you like it?
penetrated,
Isn't it-
I wasn't
isn't it good?
stabbed, I
Isn't
wasn't,
this the thing that you expect?
exactly.
Disgusting.
Exactly.
really disgusting.
It's sickening.
I feel so like anxious of late, like to leave the house.
Yeah.
And for me, those feelings are like feelings that were very new to me because firstly I'm a Leo.
Yeah.
I'm a fire sign. So I'm always outgoing, I'm bubbly, like I enjoy spaces with people. Like I don't have that problem. But I found that it's through interactions with men that have made me have this issue with being out or with leaving the house or whatever, because I constantly know I'm gonna have an interaction that's gonna piss me off, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to be the bigger person because it happens, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm a woman and these things happen, right? And I realized that I don't feel safe. Like I don't feel
Yeah,
safe.
I agree with you. Like literally, when you're on public transport or like walking to a
Never
shop,
safe.
like just walk out of your house. Like
There's always a
men-
risk.
Yeah, men have a tendency, like they don't have to make a comment, they don't have to touch you, but just the way they look at you, or just, I don't know, like you feel sexually harassed, like literally.
Someone's
just like a
undressing you.
man walking past you and just like staring at you and like, dude, like yo.
You don't know what that's gonna lead up to at the end of the day.
Like literally,
Exactly.
you have this
A
like,
look can lead to a conversation starter that you ignore, and once you ignore, then they get angry,
Oh,
and then
fuck.
that's reason for them to drag you to.
And then
do
they insult
whatever.
you. And then they insult you. Trust me. You know that oh, can I have it? Can I have your number? And then you're like, no. And they're like, anyways, you weren't that pretty. You're ugly bitch. Your pussy
Ooh,
stinks.
those
Whatever.
egos, those
Like, what were
egos,
you
eh?
doing here then? Why did you come in my space if I'm all these disgusting things?
Yeah.
And it just shows you that I feel like it's self-hate,
Entitlement.
bruh. It's self-hate. Somewhere, somehow, a lot of these men not only have self-hate issues, they have mommy issues.
Yeah.
They have daddy issues. And there's so many issues that compile, like they compound themselves to the point where someone just starts lashing out and literally hurting the next, like other people. And it's good to hurt women, you know why? Because
Easy
you can
targets.
easily not be accountable.
Vulnerable.
It could easily be, no, she's misreading. You know, you can, and to the point where I remember I was having this conversation with one of my friends, and she was speaking to me about her rape. But as she was speaking to me about her rape, you can tell by she's convincing herself that some things didn't happen. Like, and I remember being there. She's trying to make sure that she relays the story so that I don't judge her.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
get how she was
Okay.
trading,
Yeah.
because I know how that feels, where you have to say the story so that it makes sense. You have to elaborate that, oh no, I was not drunk, or oh, all these things. Oh, if you guys were in a party party mode, whatever, you are like, oh no, I didn't say this, and I didn't say. You have to actually be careful with everything, because someone can hold you accountable for your own, for your own rape. It's that deep. You know what I'm saying? When I told my friends, they first asked me, am I sure that it happened? You know, am I sure?
Like,
That's
did I
crazy.
just imagine this? Did I just go through all this trauma?
I mean,
And then I
Did
asked myself that, I asked myself that, I was like, wait, no, or like, maybe I'm not sure. Maybe maybe I did do this. Maybe I did this. And
That's why they
the shit that
ask
kills
these
you.
questions. They ask these questions so they can put doubts in your mind.
And it's weird. It's like, it's not even weird. It makes your healing process even
even
slows
more
down.
difficult? Yeah.
Because you're constantly being triggered. You're constantly being triggered. And speaking from my experience and how I'm taking it now, I feel like the anger and everything comes from that. It's like men have taught me how to be like a hard person, like how to be strong. Like if you're not strong, then like you're gonna get fucked up, you know, because things can happen to you and it's your fault. Like you can literally lose your mind, and it could be your fault. And that's why you have to be hard. That's why you need to take control of the situation. That's why you need to have control of the situation. And I think a lot of women want that control, not because they fear the emotions, but it is so hard to feel weak.
It's so difficult,
Like-
even because knowing that your society is made up of mainly men, and
Yeah.
people in higher places
Oh, man.
are men, the patriarchy. Literally, so how are you as a female going to ask for help from
men, the perpetrator.
Or when
The
they
country.
say, you know, when they say like
That's
a famous guy, he raped and then the case is she's lying. I don't even believe those things. I'm like, you know how these men are. They can even, you know, sweep things, keep things clean. You know
And
what
then
I'm
it's a
saying?
conversation with the police. Yeah, well, you know how it is, fair to.
Yeah.
She wanted it. It wasn't that
Yeah,
deep.
And she likes
exactly.
money.
You know, she likes
money.
money.
She's a gold digger.
And the policeman's like, nah, I know, I understand these things. Swipe,
But
pay
so what?
money.
But so what
It's
if
under
she
the
likes
rug.
money? So what if
Exactly.
she's a gold digger? Who are you to
To
still
violate her.
her?
No, it's no, my nigga.
Yeah.
Like that's why I said they need to decriminalize and legalize sex work, because I feel like sex workers are the most abused women ever. You're trying to feed your family, and the person can literally take advantage of you and still rape you and not even pay you and do everything. He can do all these things to you because he knows if you go report, firstly you're gonna get charged because what were you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like these men, these laws protect men. They do nothing for women. And you know, I was watching a documentary that what killed me is that, you know, when they find sex workers in the act, they take the sex workers to the jail. They get criminal records. But the men, they go to school. They go to a class. They attend and find out why they have
Why
an
they-
addiction.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, we really just hate women. We
I
really
have an addiction.
we really don't even expect women
The
to own their
system
bodies
is literally just in place
for
to keep
men.
men in power. Literally. So like, are we wasting our time?
I don't think we're wasting our time. I think the oppressors eventually get up, and I think that's why we're seeing more crimes also done by women, because a lot of these women are oppressed. And I'm not saying it's an excuse or anything, but I'm saying that it's a real life. You know, my aunt, she fought her man after years of being abused. You know what I'm saying? But the minute she fought her man, there was a meeting called. You know what I'm saying?
Because in marriages,
can't
especially in the
fight a
black culture, you must nyamezela, you must
Bekezel.
bekezel.
Exactly. Submission is natural in a relationship, but I think it has to come from both
Both
ways.
sides,
For
exactly.
it to
Comes out
be,
of respect.
yeah, like just
comes out of-
respect. Like you're not gonna submit because you're out of fear.
You're scared, exactly.
Yeah, like submission comes out of respect. You know, you just want your partner to be comfortable with your decisions, and they want you to be comfortable with their decisions. But then I think the blurry line is when insecurities creep in, the jealousy, the things that we put under the rug, you know, and then you find that someone is actually out in the open. It's nice things with their person, but when it's like indoors, it's a lot, because they're trying to maintain this thing, this unity,
image, yeah.
this image, and it's really hard. Like you can't even say to the abuser, why don't you leave? Because you don't really understand the emotional and the psychological.
exactly.
Like the
Sometimes you don't even
psychological effects,
understand
yeah.
that they are abusing you. It's like,
It's
Is this
manipulation.
abuse? Yeah.
is this normal? Is it like, like?
Is this what people like stay are people putting up with this? Yeah.
People mostly stay because they are made to feel wrong for wanting to leave.
And I think no one educates women on just loving yourself without a man around, or just loving yourself bare, or just loving yourself without like needing affirmation from a guy. You know, so we stay in these situations because we just want to feel affirmed, and also because maybe that's what you know from like seeing what happens when you grow up, like the love you see around you.
We become so dependent on other people.
It's so sad.
Like to make us feel good about ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And it's
in friendships and
unfortunately,
it's in everything. Like
it's
you
the
even
people
find,
that hurt us.
Yeah.
We are made to feel comfortable or like depend on the people that we actually don't need.
Yeah. And it's always like that. It's like, why? And we don't need anyone. We need people. Like, I feel like a person needs a community of their people.
We're social beings.
But like your
as
vibe
humans.
should attract your tribe. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
that's
Someone
true.
should come to you knowing that Usia is like this, and I still want to fuck with Usia, and I don't want to change Usia. I just want Usia to grow and reach her potential. People don't speak about jealousy within relationships. Like, someone will now be violent because they think that you're surpassing them.
Yeah.
You know, they want to keep you in a certain bubble, or for stop you from accessing other people, or men or women that are better than them. You know what I'm saying? Violence
Those kind
comes
of
through
things.
like because of so many things. And I think the biggest thing that I think people need to fight is jealousy and insecurity. Because if you let those things manifest and grow within a friendship, within a relationship, within anything, within a work relationship, it will show.
Yeah.
And it will be ugly, and it will not be toxic and bad without good intention. Like the minute shit has no good intention, it only ends bad. Like all these women that are dead right now, it's so sad that they just thought that they were having a regular fight probably with their partner once again. And that day he decided to do what he did. Like, it was a regular fight. You know, it was a regular fight.
It's okay because what she did was okay for him to kill her.
It's not okay
and
to
the
take
next day,
a life.
the same day he wants to take someone out. He wants to take someone out. He wants to, on the Thursday, he wanted us to all go to Cuban or whatever situation.
That's guilt.
And I'm just like,
clearly he's fucking called out.
And what pissed me off is this guy's family, they all lawyers and stuff, you know. So
I feel that is a main factor because there's this one child that was trending on Twitter. He was literally on a raping spree, and a lot of people came forward and it was like, so what? My dad is a policeman. I'm never gonna go to jail.
Wow.
You can go report me.
Thing, the reason why a lot of females don't come open with their stories, like they don't voice their stories
because you don't even need to.
With the police, also the police trigger you too. The police will be like, whilst you like report, they'll be like, my friend told me the police once told her, are you sure you want to ruin this boy's life?
But
her life is fucking ruined.
The boy just ruined mine.
Do you know that? Can I tell you something? One thing I know about rape ruins your ability to have solid relationships with people, because and when I say people, it's men and women, because you find that when you go through that, women also disappoint you in how they treated, because of how they've known the world treated, you know. And you find that men, they disappoint you because men make sure that they are unaware. They make sure that they are unaware. You know what I'm saying? And then you find that your trust level is down. Your ability to focus on something is down, because you will just have a day where you wake up and it feels black. It feels black. The way you have relationships is down. I remember when I got raped, I had an inability to have a relationship with men. In fact, you could not tell me shit about a relationship. Like, it felt like I was the man in every relationship, you know, because I never wanted to. I didn't know what was happening with me. I didn't know what was happening with the way I was connecting, and I wasn't seeing stories like mine. Instead I was seeing adverts of women that got raped, crying in corners, silent. They went out. They don't like going to parties. They don't want to be in spaces. And that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to always be intoxicated.
I wanted to always go out.
Always to go out. I wanted
hypersexuality.
Yes, I wanted to always not feel that, you know. If anything, I wanted to be so distant from it. And I would find that if I decided to open up with a guy, the first thing would be like, is I love you regardless.
Yeah.
So I felt like I'm broken. You know, why must you love me regardless? Why am I hard to love? Is it the pain? Is it that you don't know how to like deal with me? And now the sad thing is that I'm realizing that my healing is not gonna be linear. It won't be speaking out and feeling my pain and I'm good. Yeah. It's not that. It's speaking out, feeling my pain. I'm good today. I'm not good tomorrow. I'm listening to people's stories. I want to be there, but their stories affect me.
Yeah.
I'm affected. I'm constantly affected, and it sucks. You know, it sucks not to just move on. It sucks to be stuck in a place. It sucks to be stuck in a cycle of emotions, and it sucks to be triggered. It sucks to book an Uber and know that I could be violated by a fucking Uber, driver. It sucks. It sucks that I can't be friends with a man without him expecting something from me. It sucks that I can't work with a producer without a producer trying to keep my music just to fuck me. It sucks that the reason for all these things, someone's gonna tell me, oh no man, you're cute, what are you expecting? It sucks, it sucks. It sucks that I just have to be a strong woman, and I feel like I get that a lot, like, you're a strong woman, you get to speak out about this, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm a tired woman.
Exactly.
I'm tired
of being strong.
I'm tired. Like, I want to cry every day, bruh. Like, ever since this GB violence, like, I wanna cry every day. Like, I wanna scream every day. I wanna scream at my man every day. I wanna scream at my dad. I wanna scream at my mom. I want to scream at all the people that should have been there for me. I want to yell at them and I want to be like, you guys who are not here, you guys don't get it. You know, you guys don't know my fucking story. But I mean, I know that I'm at that age where I need to do my own healing.
Yes.
You know, I need to be accountable for myself, because if I'm not, I'm going to just break other people. You know, there's a saying that if a creative isn't creative, they become a menace. And the minute, that's why I'm always trying to like keep myself busy, write, whatever, because I feel like if I'm not doing any of those things, if I'm not letting out any of those feelings, then I just self-destruct. That is my go-to, that's my safe space. Because if I'm fucking up myself, then you can't fuck me up. You know what I'm saying? You can't fuck me up. And you can't judge me about fucking up myself, because I've made that conscious decision that I'm here in this mess. And because it's all messy, let it just be messy. Have you ever like looked at your room and it's like filth? Like it's filth. It feels like your heart. It feels like how you feel. Like everything just feels like how you feel. And it sucks, man. Then you have to put on makeup and then you go out and you have to be normal.
And I feel like also like us women, we constantly fight battles and we constantly have to be strong, because we can never let our guard down, because people take advantage of us when we do. And like, it's so fucking exhausting to constantly be fighting so that people can understand you.
Just to understand you.
Just to understand you, just so that you can open up your mind and feel what I am feeling. Not that they ever will fucking feel, but I mean, like, why is it so difficult for you to just learn and understand? Because it's not difficult for me to consider you. Yeah. But like,
but don't you also feel like now that you're saying what you're saying, I just had like a memory. Like, I feel like gay men are also still men, regardless. I've been in a bad situation, because a gay man literally basically sold me off without me knowing. And he befriended me, and he was like all kiki with me, you know, made me feel safe because he's kiki with me, you know. But he knows that he's talking to the guy. He knows both languages. He knows how to work both scenes. So I sometimes fight that, because I feel like we like to protect that situation. We like to protect it because we don't want to sound homophobic or anything. But I have felt very unsafe, like around gay men, because they have also sexualized me. They know that they're gonna benefit through me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it gets tricky when we try and you know, separate it. Yeah. I feel like if you're a man, you're a potential killer for me, because I can't trust you. The fact that every time I pass a group of men, I first shake. Yeah. The fact that if I'm at it could be your neighbor. Your neighbor could pass you and you're shaking. You know what I'm saying? You won't get into a taxi that's full of men. Yeah. Whether they were gay or not, you would not get into a taxi, because you know how men think. Men are scared of men. It's that deep. It is that deep. Men are scared of men. Men fear men. Gay men fear men. You know? So this thing has to do with men. I get, yes, they're more prone to getting abused because now they've entered femininity. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're more prone to getting abused, but I'm just saying that I feel we need to also hold gay men accountable for you misusing our trust. Yeah. People go, oh no, stop saying get yourself a gay man as if it's an accessory. But I feel like people don't understand that. Well, my friends have always been gay, you know, growing up in high school, whatever. But I felt like the reason why I had gay friends was because gay men made me feel safe and comfortable. You know, they were men I could undress around, and I felt like, oh my God, you're not trying to do anything. So I think that statement comes from women feeling safe around gay men. But because we feel safe around gay men, it's so easy for a gay man to take advantage, you know.
And there was a recent case of a gay man raping a woman.
I feel like the world is just at a place where it's just very dark. And it's dark to the point where you cannot take a walk and then not come back, and I'll be like, oh no, maybe Sia, she's gone to do this and this. Like, it's that deep. Like, you could disappear. You could disappear now because you sat here and someone could follow you home. You know what I'm saying? all these socials even make you more accessible.
Yeah.
People can find out where you at just by
Where you like going, and people like to post their running routes.
you can't do that.
You can't do that.
You can't, like, I wish we lived in a world where it was like that, but you can't.
And I mean, even like having like these accounts of little kids on
Oh,
social
yes,
media.
yes,
Like
yes.
these mixed kids, these cute little mixed babies,
Oh,
and
fuck.
all of these things.
Fetishes.
Like, yo.
It's such a-
you know,
it's
there's
such a
predators out there,
Broad
right?
as
It's porn. It's
Yeah,
porn.
it's
Porn is
porn. Yeah.
like, I feel like now I'm starting to not enjoy porn. I won't even lie to you, because I constantly, like, the more I'm because I actually actively go and search up like trafficking and what's happening and what's happening with the sex workers and everything, and I just feel like everything is just, it's hidden right in front of us. The fact that even on porn sites you can find like teenager getting fucked by dad
Yeah.
as a title.
Or
Like shit like that, like shit that would feed into all these options that people have, all these Craigslist options that people have. It's just wild to me that we're not thinking that there's just so many more pedophiles. The fact that we don't even have a system now that allocates where pedophiles are and located, for me, is also very slow. We should know who is being a predator and who has been a pedophile around us. We
because
should
we know
hold
who
them
gets
accountable.
raped. We know
our
everyone who gets
rapists,
raped.
but our rapists go in and they still graduate. Whilst you are there stuck with your depression, your rapist is graduating. You know what I'm saying? So it goes back to what? Accountability of self, accountability, making sure people are held to a certain standard. And you know how I know that this is possible? We see this in the white community. We see white people hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
We see it. We see it because a white woman's voice is heard.
Yeah.
A white woman's voice is loud. A white woman's voice shakes the room. You know what I'm saying? There was a comedian that was joking that, like, the white women went to the Bronx and they were like, this is mines now. And they just gentrified that shit. Like, that's how powerful white people are. They took a thuggish area and they made it like so mines. You know? We can now like snap and shit. So the fact that in our hood still we are living the same problem our parents were living, it just shows that this is more than just gender-based violence. It's racism. It's
so much.
It's violence against our people. It's violence against ourselves. We just need a lot of unpacking.
And I mean, statistics prove it.
I love it. You know, I love
Honestly,
it. I love
it
it.
does.
I love it. Yeah,
It
they
does,
do.
and it's a very
Have you said the
vague
word
statistics.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's a very deep and big issue that we face in the world. Like, there's so many issues that lead down to what we
one
came to
little
talk
thing.
about here
Yes.
today.
But I do
And
feel
it
that
will.
also.
It's like a very
Large.
time. It's a very
Tiring.
time-consuming thing. That's why we elect presidents to have these conversations for us.
Oh, and they don't.
And
Trust
then they
me.
don't.
They like.
and then we have to come here and make those conversations and reach
You know
our
why they
people
don't,
by our
Bella?
own.
They are because our presidents and our people, the people in the parliament and stuff, are still also a part of the problem.
Everyone
they are
has
still
their
dealing with
demons.
young people. They're probably dealing with people they shouldn't be dealing with.
Because everyone has their demons,
Because
guys,
they want
and
to
they're
be
just trying to
yeah.
hide that.
Yeah.
And that's the more power that you have, the more reason you have to stay there or allow things to happen, because there's so much that people can have on you in order to bring you down.
Yeah,
and there's so much
true.
that you will lose. So when you have a lot to lose, you become the darkest person ever.
Yeah.
Darkest.
The conversations that we have, never good, always bad, baby. Talking about the things we shouldn't have, yeah. Always bragging about the money we don't have, baby. Hey. What's going on in our generation? Who's holding on to these complications? wake up, don't go to sleep. Stay warm, don't get